On the Hustle Show, we got Michael B. Jordan, the director and the star of Creed 3. And, we know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
Oh, the Corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure. No, you did not hear me say. I said we used to make fun of the name. But yeah, he is obviously killing things out here. Well, you're not corny anymore.
So you've just seen the clip, and it's actually a snippet I've taken from a wider clip that's now gone viral of an interview that took place at Michael B. Jordan's Creed 3 premiere. Now, a lot of content creators have chimed in on it. I just want to give my 2 pence worth because I think this is it's a learning lesson for sure for those who still don't know and still don't heed the warning a lot of times about just be careful what you say to people because you never know where you may end up and what the situation may unfold. And this was a classic example here because when you just look at the interview, study the body language. He's an actor. He's a pretty decent actor. And even his body language told the story of 1,000 words. And that was before he even said anything or before we even knew what the reason was. But obviously we knew what the reason was. He felt he was dissed back at school due to him trying to forge a career as an actor. So he was called corny, all this kind of other stuff. And bro, he remembered it. I mean, I have no idea how many interactions that they had together. I'm assuming it wasn't just one interaction of, her dissing him, I assume. But man, I'm telling you, he remembered. And this is the thing about, people talk about when you're at school, forget about this, forget about that. People remember how you treat them. People remember what you say to them. People remember. As a young'un, they remember all the way up until their big old age. Because keep this in mind, from the outside in, or say outside looking in, here's a guy who's, by all accounts, made it in life. Successful in terms of he's rich, famous, status. He's seen as good looking. He's pretty much at the height of his career so far. So you think to yourself, he of all people should have just, it shouldn't have even mattered. It should have just washed off him like a water off duck's back. But that wasn't the case. He remembered it to the point where his body language was he was like, bro, that body language tells everything. And it just shows that, even successful people, regardless, we all have our hang-ups in life. We all do. And we all have our barriers that we face based on, let's be honest, how we grew up, what people said to us, how we were raised, all this kind of other stuff. It still sticks. And that's why sticks and stones, all that kind of other stuff that people say, nonsense. It still sticks to this day. Now, granted, he had the final laugh and she did that corny thing at the end where she says, oh, you're not so corny anymore. I'm like, oh, grief. And, a lot of people have said this is what, again, especially when it comes to the dating world, this is what happens when you're on your grind, you're doing something that may be unorthodox. Women will laugh at you then and then want you now. I mean, I'm not saying that's the case in this situation, but just in general, this is why you just got to keep on your grind sometimes. You never know where you may end up. And you never know who may have to interview you when it comes to that time when you're at pretty much the height or the peak of your career. But man alive, when I saw that interview and when it all unfolded, there's one thing that stuck. Well, there's a few things that stuck with me. But man, I'm telling you, regardless of how successful he is, he did not forget. And he's not the only person who had that. I know other athletes when it comes to like Michael Jordan, when it comes to his Hall of Fame speech, he remembered everyone who said he wasn't going to make it. He remembered. People remember. People remember what you say to them. So, yeah, just be careful. Just be careful what you say on someone because you never know how that may end up. Let me know your thoughts on this. Until next time.